Okay, so we were talking about things that are happening in OpenAI, and Sam Altman, Disney pulling out of the deal, they turning off shopping, and then yeah, all the things that are happening, right? They're removing, shutting down Sora, um, and there has been also reports that ChatGPT ads are not doing well. I haven't read that yet. Like I didn't go through, but I saw it somewhere and I'm like, okay, this is something I'm gonna look at. Is that correct or
I'm gonna do probably the weirdest thing possible in an effort to determine if that's true or not, which is I'm gonna ask ChatGPT.
yeah, I'm gonna look at search engine land because I think this is where I saw this. And I was happy as well because, as you said, as we were just saying, like OpenAI does not have a moral compass. Um, let's see. Anyone have any thoughts on ChatGPT ads? Anyone read anything?
I've never seen one for what it's worth. Oh yeah, but I pay 20 bucks a month, so I guess I wouldn't.
Okay, ChatGPT. I'm gonna search ChatGPT ads.
Okay, it says that a recent trade report says that some early ad trials delivered weak click-through rates, while broader reporting says advertisers still lack strong proof of ROI.
Do you have a link for this?
Um, Hopefully this will work.
Yeah, if you can share it in the chat, that would be great. Oh no, I didn't mean the ChatGPT link. Is there a reference? Where is it pulling
Oh, I
from?
haven't got that far yet.
Okay.
I'm still just scanning it. But if you click through, I mean, you'll see the chat GPT and the links are there. So here's one, an announcement from OpenAI that they're going to be testing ads. E-marketer summary, but proven results are still missing. Reuters. Now, these are announcements that it's going to happen.
Yeah. Well, like I don't know. I hope they don't work, but I also not happy that if they don't work, there are two things. So if they work, a lot of the marketing focus is gonna shift from SEO to ChatGPT, and because they see the value, right?
Yeah.
And if it doesn't work, that is good news for SEO, I guess. But I just know I'm not sure. Do you want ChatGPT to be ads to be a success or not? Let's do a vote.
I would suggest that that's not the important question. I would suggest that there's a general consensus, like everybody is really making positive use of these various AI engines. So I think the bigger picture question is how do we collectively in aggregate pay for the fact that this stuff exists? Ads is a way of paying for it. But for example, Meta is not making money on their AI because their main advertising business is so profitable they don't have to, right? So Alphabet, Meta, it's companies like Perplexity and Anthropic and OpenAI who don't have other revenue streams who are desperate
Meta
for money.
just Meta just shut down the metaverse and they spent like what, $80 billion on that. Something that no one asked for, no one used. It was just
It was a pet project. Mark was interested.
Well, I guess we can do like trash stuff sometimes. Yeah. Anyways, I don't know. Look, because I scroll a lot. That's what I do online. I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on Twitter, on YouTube. I'm like running on different platforms. I'm seeing more and more negative sentiments towards AI usage, and I'm not saying publishers complaining because that is clear. It's more about people who are just, oh, this is not uh great out, like it's not helping us deliver great output, it's not doing a great job as much as we thought. And yeah, I mean, we've like, I'm not sure if you've seen the reports on Amazon issues. Let me pull that. um it was a very yeah, here in the Guardian, I'm going to share that in the chat. So AI caused two outages on Amazon, major outages, um, and reported like it caused a lot of issues. There, there was a day where they lost more than 6 million orders one day because of AI doing stuff on the like overusing, or not overusing, using AI to um, code, and it just didn't work out the way they expected, right? So I'm seeing more and more of these news. And I was just thinking, actually, just before this call, like someone wants to say something because I feel
No, I'm
like,
just reading that article.
yeah, it's great news for web developers and developers in general. Just before this, I was like, Shopify made it like sort of mandatory to use AI by everyone. And people were very excited about AI, and they pushed a lot of leaders, business leaders, pushed it in their organization, pushed adoption. And now we're seeing things like news like that, bad news like that, like major mistakes or things it has done. And I'm just wondering, why did these people jump directly to full adoption versus, hey, let's try it on a small scale with a small team and monitor that? Like, it's a new technology and everyone knows it hallucinates. And I think I think the narrative the AI companies have been pushing for, like, hey, this is going to replace doctors and teachers and I don't know what. I've seen this all over. Developers, this is going to replace everything. A lot of people. I think this narrative that they keep repeating over and over is what caused this. And but I think people are starting to pick up that that's not the case.
I think you're right. I think people have unrealistic expectations about what these agents can and cannot do and how they do it. That was another fairly recent incident. Some high frequency trading house is, they're experimenting with AI agents thinking that they can make more money. And they had one and they tried it in their test environment and blah, blah, blah. And finally, they're going to like release this thing into the wild, right? And they immediately saw that it was selling stocks for $1, which was like not right. So they immediately hit like stop, stop, stop. And it ran for like 58 seconds and lost $3 million in 58 seconds. And they're like, okay, back to the drawing board.
Oh my God, that is horrible. Look, I've personally been using Claude Code a lot recently, um, and I see what people are like using it to build. How are they using it to build? And I started to see a lot of issues with how it works. It's not delivering the quality we think it is. You need to like really do a lot of QA, a lot of. Okay, here's an example. So there was a table on a website of data, and I'm trying to test like a few things. So I was like, okay, I need data, and I found a table on a website, a list of data. So I gave the link to Claude Code, and I was like, scrape this data into a CSV. Very simple task. I could have literally copied and pasted it in like 2 seconds, but let's see. It did. And for some reason, there was additional rows. I don't know where they came from. There was empty rows. There wasn't in the data because I looked at it. It was 503 rows. So when Claude returned 507 rows, I was like, where did the 4 new rows come from? And missing rows, I don't know, like and missing data and additional column. There was a mess. And I kept trying to clean that data, and it ended up me spending an additional hour trying to fix something that I just can copy and paste. So I was like, okay, let's start over, throw this in the trash, and then let's copy this, paste it here. Let's start from here. So its capabilities are not as much as people think it is. And what I'm seeing is people are like, hey, I created this system and it saves the 2 days worth of work. And are you sure it's working correctly? That's what I'm seeing when I like what I'm thinking when I'm seeing those posts. Are you sure that these outputs are actually the right outputs? Because it can give you an output that looks correct, but it's not. So there's a lot of it's not reliable, I would say.
I read a story recently, and I forget the name of the company, but it was a large company, and they've committed to using AI to summarize internal communications. So they feed it transcripts of meetings and white papers and all this kind of stuff. And basically, it's just creating these summaries that anybody can go to get like a snapshot of what was spoken about. And then at some point, somebody realized that approximately 10% of the summaries are wrong, but they don't have an easy way to flag which 10%. It was just making stuff up, right? So now they have people who were like in the meeting have to review the summary and correct the AI. And they're questioning, like, was it worth it? They let people go in order to commit to having the AI generate the summaries. And now they're like, we might have made a mistake here.
Yeah. Stefan, Safwana, and Jali, Ahmed, do you want to chime in? Like, do you have any thoughts?
For now, I'm like pretty much new to all this news. Like I'm only like hearing about this news, so I haven't really formed my thoughts on it. Um, but yeah, it is scary to kind of see companies, lay off people because of AI, and um, yeah, it looks scary. Like the future is a bit bleak, and I don't see like where it is going. And there is a lot of the problem is like there is a lot of information you don't really know where to give your focus on. I think that's what I have to say.
Obviously, the layoffs is horrible. Stefan, you wanted to say something? Please jump in, guys. I'm just trying to keep the conversation going.
No problem. No problem. I was waiting for Sapana to complete her phrase. And in terms of replacement, yes, reliability is the biggest issue. Even if you manage to create a prompt system or somehow to create a chain where an input goes in and something goes out, you can't guarantee that after a week or after a month it will work the same way. So consistency is the biggest issue because I had this situation with a few prompts where yes, it worked for me. I don't know, half a year ago, but it doesn't give the same output now. And it's either the cost savings, which they do at every occasion, or it's just the new model isn't as detailed or as performance um, driven as the old one.
Yeah, I agree that it's not like the output is not necessarily the same, right? If you're building a system that's using LLM to generate some output in the middle or process something, it's not consistent. It can change, which is a concern as well. That something a good point, Stefan. And as well, Safwana, for the layoffs. This is the most horrible part. Companies toss people out like they don't, like obviously they don't care. Like, okay, interesting discussion I was having is a lot of the technology we're seeing, AI and all these things. So where they're coming from? Some are coming from companies funding research, and some are coming from universities, right? And researchers in universities. Um, and I think it's more ethical for universities to be doing research because there are guardrails there. They think more about the ethical, um, uh, like all the considerations, ethical considerations, environmental considerations, all the things of what they're building and what they're researching versus companies where their only North Star is, can we sell this? Right? Can we monetize this? So yeah, it's interesting. And that's why I feel like it's just Sam Altman. I don't know. I don't see any moral compasses. There is none. You're muted, Kevin.
I suspect he's getting pressure from investors. It's like, guy, you're burning $700,000 a day. Like, when is this going to turn around? And he's trying to figure it out.
One thing that annoyed me a bit when people discovered that Anthropic had one person marketing team and that person was using AI to manage everything. I just still don't think this is a good practice. I mean, it's cost saving. They're saving obviously tons of money on hiring an actual team, but then at the end of the day, I just feel like if they had a team, wouldn't that be better than having just one person? Like, definitely the output and the definitely, yeah. Because if you're using AI for marketing, you're just recycling things that are out there already, one way or the other. Um, I'm using like yesterday I was doing a landing page for one of my stuff and I used ChatGPT, right? And it gave a good output, but when I say good, it's good for someone who doesn't know how to write a landing page content and how to sell. And it's very cliche. Like I felt I saw this so many times other places, but okay, if this is how it usually looks like, let's do it.
The sad thing is that cliche stuff works.
Feel people are bored and just not happy with AI output anymore. Like when you see an AI post or I scroll, like if you see something that's AI generated, I just don't feel excited about it.
You don't always know. I've gotten what I'm going to say is more sophisticated in my use of AI. And my personal belief is you've got to treat it like an idiot savant. Like it can really do fantastic stuff, but you can't assume that it understands anything. So if you want like 800 words on a highly technical subject that are well written, you may have to feed it 5,000 words of input. And I've done that. I've given it like, here's some examples, here's the data, blah blah blah. Here's the bullet points I want to express. Generate an outline, and then in iterations, it actually produces something really good. But it doesn't necessarily save me time. It just did a better job at the end of the project or at the end of the task.
think the good use that and feel free to agree or disagree, is when you're doing something and you know what you're doing, and then you use it to supplement your work or speed things up a bit, right? Like when I write my newsletter, I write and then I'm like, this paragraph could be phrased better. It's my idea.
Mhm.
I wrote it, but I'm like, the words that like it can be just rearranged better. So I
Yeah,
put in ChatGPT and say, okay, can this be clearer? Or and then I don't even take that output as well. I just look at it and maybe take some of it or some not. But um, I see it as helping versus doing the whole thing.
I agree. And I've learned to believe that you need to be incredibly specific. Like if you're vague, there's no telling what the AI is going to generate.
Just because I've said something similar recently. Ahmed, do you want to say something?
Yeah,
Oh, jump in.
but I didn't just want to interrupt you.
No, no, go ahead.
So, okay, I don't think that AI can replace people right now because it's not that intelligent enough. Because if you give him your website or something and try to do technical audit or something, it won't get you enough technical audit or what from your perspective, and it's different from a website to another, the strategy that you are working on. So it has to be that there's someone or an SEO specialist or someone that understands the marketing very well and give him the context or his perspective to work on. It's just supplementary thing. But the issue here that we are seeing a lot of posts on LinkedIn and other platforms that SEO is dead, cloud can replace your whole team. I don't know how they are saying that, but from a business owner perspective or someone who doesn't know marketing enough or doesn't know how things work, uh, they trying to make it from a financial wise, and they believe that to just deduct costs. But from a marketing perspective, it has a lot. If I'm trying to write something, a blog, or do my technical audit, or preparing just a presentation, I had to give the AI whatever the model I'm using, Perplexity for marketing surveys or marketing research. I'm getting the data to prepare it within a document or something with Claude. So I have to go to a lot of phases and a lot of models and LLMs. So I don't think they understand that we are facing a lot of platforms or LLMs to get right data and use it in the right way. And also, it's just after implementing everything, you need to read data. So, from a business owner perspective, they don't understand how we work, and all the posts that we are seeing the last month or something, that AI is getting better. So you don't need your marketing team. Just pay for Claude, and he will do everything for you. Because a lot of people are depending on them, on LLMs. But till now, when I'm trying to use Claude or whatever the LLMs, ChatGPT or Perplexity, um, it doesn't get the right output if you don't understand what you're working on or what you're searching for. Because if I'm searching on Perplexity about how to rank on LLMs, it gets me cliche thing. Doesn't understand. It doesn't go under the Google patent, and they don't search with it. But if you are understanding what is RAG model, retrieve generative engine, and retrieval augmented generative, and how it works, and what is the algorithm that they are doing. So if you are understanding that or knowing there's something that's called drag model and those things, it gets you better output. It makes you understand how it works, so you got a better vision about how it works and how we could optimize for those things for LLMs. So till now, it needs a human interception. I don't think it could replace us right now.
I think we agree. I think, or I agree. I'm speaking for myself. I'm not going to speak for everyone else, but I agree. Yeah, like I think there needs to be something done about all those salesy LinkedIn posts. And you know what? I've seen actually an agency owner actually saying, "Hey, SEO is dead. Let's focus on like the same message, but now it's not just people. They're even CEOs, right? So it's a concern. Like if you're trying to if you're saying anything just to sell, you're hurting a lot of other people as well. Like you have companies starting to say SEO is not important, or even hey, our marketing team is not important. We're just hiring one person and giving them a Claude account. um, here's one thing I know, and I've tested it multiple times that ChatGPT cannot do well: an SEO SWOT analysis. It is gonna give you an output, but it's not good. And I've done like say, hey, ChatGPT, can you do SWOT analysis, SEO SWOT analysis for this brand or that website? It's not gonna be a good one. Um, so I mean, it's a matter of defining what is good enough for a business. So are they okay with an output that has some good points, maybe, but we're losing people. I think I should stop talking. Someone
They have something
people
to
ran
do.
away. Okay, on
I think it
another,
just
go
ties
ahead.
back to people just have unrealistic expectations of what it does and does well and does poorly. I think it really is that simple.
I really like it. Once one guy said, anytime I use Claude to do something or ChatGPT to do something I know how to do, the output is horrible. Anytime I use it to do something I have no idea about, the output is great. You know? So that's exactly what's happening. Like, you're leaving, Stefan? Is that like, hey, I'm leaving?
No, I mean,
No,
the observation you mentioned is really something I also did see in terms that if you are not familiar with a subject or if you don't know how something needs to be done and you never did it yourself, yes, the output you receive most of the time looks good. So to combat this, many times I just give the same request to different models and see how each one responds and make one improve on the answer of another. And in this way, I managed to receive some better insights. But yes, for things I do know about and I'm competent in, even completely guided and instructed um, um, chains to get to the required result don't always work, and it may work for a few weeks and get uh, worse over time. So I agree on this observation on it looks great when it speaks about something you don't know anything about.
Yeah, I think we are going to. So obviously, this is still new. A lot of the things are still new, and I think we're gonna reach a point where uh, AI usage is gonna be like Canva for design. You're not a designer, and it's templated, and it's not. It's okay. It gets the job done if you're looking for something that's cheap and quick, but if you're looking for something that's really quality, you'll not use Canva. You're gonna get a designer. So I think that's probably or potentially one way AI usage is gonna look like. If you for any task, it's if you want something that's just basic, yeah, you're gonna go there. But if you want something that's real value, unique, and so on, you're not gonna do that. Yeah.
And you're probably going to get a designer who uses AI with Canva because they know what they're doing.
Yeah, right. Or maybe use even more advanced tools, Adobe or whatever. Yeah, they may be
Yeah.
using AI, but yeah. Um, I think we may also, till this resolves or people figure out what to do, I think we're gonna be seeing more paywall content, rightfully, which is not good for the like. Who's winning this? Like AI companies only, like because people now need to pay, like I don't know. I've started noticing more paywalls on some of the websites, and it's obviously in response to this AI situation. I mean, I really respect their right to get paid for what they do. Like they but who's the loser here? It's people who didn't pay for anything to consume content, and now they have to.
If your question, who is winning, can be translated into who's making money directly
Yeah,
on AI,
who's
I
making
think there's
money?
only two answers: NVIDIA and TSMC. Seriously.
Yeah. Okay.
Even Alphabet and Meta, who have significant AI businesses, those businesses aren't making money. It's just that their other businesses are so obscenely profitable they can afford their AI efforts.
I don't feel Meta has doubled down really on their AI situation. Like we have Meta AI, but I don't see them pushing it heavily, or they have it because they want to be part of this probably, but and it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I
think
think they
that
are pushing from their perspective of having an editable or something that depends on AI with just the ads. If you're doing meta ads right now, most of targeting and those things are done by AI. So they are focusing on this area, just this area. They are not competing with Google or search engines. I think they understand that they have their own search engine because, as you know, Gen Z right now are searching on different from different things. People are searching on TikTok and Facebook. If they are searching on something, and there are their Meta or their AI are editable with that. They are working from this kind of perspective just to make it easier and better to have your ads to just retargeting people, understand what people are searching for, and shows them a lot of ads. They are working from that perspective, not competing with other LLMs because it's a heavy competition and it costs a lot. So they got what they are needing from no one are competing them at this at their thing, just with ads or something. So no need for them to compete with search engines and those kind of LLMs.
really, now that we talk about it, Meta platforms, as in Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, have not bombarded us with AI features.
Yeah.
Okay, do you know, like, if I do this, it thinks I'm raising my hand. Anyways, so this is good because if you look at, remember when LinkedIn had this summary with AI, it had some annoying box under each post about AI, some AI feature. It was so annoying. They pushed it out and then they removed it, and everyone was so happy. We didn't see things like crazy things like this on Meta platforms. The only thing that they used it is to enhance their search capability inside. But as a user, you don't feel these platforms have AI stuff like features being pushed on you. So I really appreciate that. It also shows they're not copying. They have a main goal that they're focused around. They're not just trying to, hey, we don't want to miss out Google situation, which is Google running after ChatGPT. Even Reddit started adding like AI stuff there. I'm not sure if people like it, but um, yeah, so I really think that's a good approach. And when we talk about winners and losers, I really, I really hope search becomes better after this. I'm not sure. I'm not sure anymore. But after this spam update being rolled out right now, no one is optimistic. No one has any. Okay.
We'll see.
We'll see. I've seen a lot of people still complain. I mean, rightfully about the HCU helpful content update. It did knock off a lot of good websites. So not sure what spam update's gonna do. I like to keep like I can keep talking, but I'm just gonna give others a chance to talk, but I can keep um okay, I have another topic. Okay, a few things. Listicles. I've seen another listicle article on Search Engine Land that's recent, just yesterday, and it says it talks about listicles and articles, product pages, and how often do each of those types get cited. Uh, Listicles captured 40% of commercial intent citations. Still, listicles are still important. What I've noticed is that ChatGPT now tries to double check its output by using sources that are like review websites, actually. So if it's recommending a product, or if you ask it about a product, it can double check that this is worthy of being in like being in the output based off review websites. So just a random thought. I know a lot of websites have been impacted. I know sometimes they don't work. Yeah, that's my thoughts on this. Any thoughts, notes?
I'm just surprised it's as high as 40% still.
Yeah, I'm gonna share the link in the chat. I was surprised as well. You know why we're surprised? Why we are surprised? Because this is what happens in SEO. It's a trend. Listicles are being targeted by Google. So it's 0 or 1. It's all in or all working, and it's not the case. It's just a bit of a change, right? So posts on social are not giving the right picture. Same with like SEO is dead. SEO, it's not dead. ChatGPT is dominant. This is where everyone is right now. It's not true as well. Like the whole thing. It's always an extreme point that being shared. It sells and it brings engagement, and people write that way because. Okay.
Wow, that's interesting. So in aggregate, listicles were 21.9% of citations, but it was 40% of commercial intent citations. That's surprising.
Yeah. And then here's another does anyone have any comment on this before I like switch to I'm trying to avoid like this pause, unnecessary pause.
Actually, I just want to comment further down the
Yeah, go ahead.
article. So not all listicles perform equally. Third-party listicles accounted for 80.9% of citations compared to 19.1 for self-promotional lists. So it means like if your website is acme.com and you have a listicle that includes acme.com as an option, apparently that downgrades it, if you will. And I mean, that kind of makes sense.
Well, I'm happy that they're starting to take the trash out.
Well, that's been the
That's
goal for a few decades now. The analogy or the metaphor I use is that there's been an arms race between all the SEOs in the world who want to game the system and Google who want to prevent it.
true. Yeah, people are, yeah, we're looking for shortcuts.
Yeah.
Um, I need a minute to think. I think this is good, being looking at third-party listicles, but it's also gonna make people double down on parasite SEO and guest posts, and
Well, what it's probably going to do is it's going to cause like the SEOs at acme.com to bring up some other domain names and try and pretend that it's not them.
that is, yeah, that too.
That's what I would do.
Yeah,
Go ahead, Ahmed.
yeah, that's right. I've been doing kind
Thanks,
of
Stefan.
things because of I was doing that kind of things before with one of my clients because third party or the accounts that he doesn't own, it were performing better than his own accounts or his own websites. So we were just buying another domains with the same niche, and we were suggesting or just making it as a third party thing. If you want to hire someone, you can connect through us or something. We were getting some leads. This worked before, but because of kind of duplicate content, we were doing it like programmatic. So because we had a lot of domains, so we got a penalty and we got back after rephrasing the content itself to differentiate from a website to another. But yeah, it worked. And I think with this kind of article that you shared right now, it might still working as search engine journal thing.
Mentioned a lot of hot topics, programmatic, for example. A lot of people also talk about programmatic. I think it can work. Kevin?
Right now, having a programmatic website don't comply with that thought because it's just having a template without an AI context that generates blogs because previously you were doing just to ChatGPT and go and ask him for writing an article with 800 words, and Google cannot just measure the content if it's useful or not. But right now, after HCU and again, they are doing a March update right now with spammy content, and they are focusing on content. So having a programmatic website with a template that just with few changes and with no context with AI to write you a perfect and useful article and from a specific tone of your website and the perspective or useful content that you add, what differentiates you. I don't think programmatic will work right now. It needs a lot of kind of effort more than before.
Yeah, that's a good point. Effort. It definitely needs more effort. Let's not forget that effort put into content is a way Google is a measure for Google of the quality of the content, right?
But how does Google assess the effort put into it?
Yeah, that's a good point, right? But if it's in the quality raters guidelines, um, they may have their own machine learning or whatever, but most of Google's ranking signals are not machine learning. They're hand coded kind of thing, so they can always go back and fix them if something goes wrong. Because if it's machine learning, they don't know what to fix. It's just, you know, um, it's an algorithm, like an ambiguous box that just does things based on the input it has been trained on. Yeah. Um, so I wonder how they measure the content effort. I take it it's gonna be very complicated, not a simple thing.
The dynamic that I'm encountering is I'm now using AI tools to help me write in all facets of writing, coming up with ideas, comparing popular blog posts to questions in Reddit and Quora threads, et cetera, et cetera. Hang on, I'm getting Windows pop-ups that I need to dismiss. Okay. I hate it when it does that. So it still takes me like hours to write a blog post like it used to, but I'm writing better blog posts, right? So I use it for the ideation. I use it to look for, I'm going to call it content gaps. I use it to help me figure out an outline. And then I use it to like reword paragraphs, in every facet of the process. So I'm not putting in less effort, but I do believe I'm getting a better end result. And I'm always curious how Google determines, how it like quantifies quality.
Yeah, I guess that's the hardest question. They always keep saying, "Hey, just create helpful content," and you're like, "Yeah, how?" That's not a helpful advice, John Muller. Please be more specific.
Yeah,
Okay,
so that
go ahead, go ahead.
that puts another small question. Is it about helpful content or having a topical covered? Because I can see that some people are just doing topical maps and topical coverage just for cover the topic and get ranked. And we get ranked with that kind of content, even if it's not that good. And it's not we are not ranking with all the topics that we have written, just some kind of blogs. So I don't know how we could measure that thing. What makes this kind of blogs or this specific blog better than the other that I wrote with also ChatGPT or something? So I don't know what are the measurements that they are doing. I'm just trying to get reading the patents and understand how things work. What are algorithms that they are doing for measurement, like similarity cuisines, uh, like BERT language model, word 2vec or not 2vec. I'm trying to gather everything with ChatGPT or LLMs to get me better understanding or better blog writing, and sometimes it gets me a blog that ranks within one day, and it still ranks right now. But I don't know if this is the right thing or there are some other things that we should take care of.
I don't know either.
Complicated. I
Yeah,
think Ahmed, yeah, I think there's a lot uh to think about.
Well, one of the challenges is that if you're writing on a topic that thousands of people have already covered, how do you like write something better? It's a real challenge.
I think if you bring in an actual expert, they may be able to add a unique value, right? But I think part of the issue is we have a lot of generic copywriters, which is okay, I guess, but the bar is getting higher and higher for what quality is. And in the same time, people, the average company may not be able to afford hiring an expert on every topic they want to, like if they have multiple topics or whatever, it's going to be complicated.
Yeah.
Yeah, but also don't forget about the business tone, because a lot of our clients, they are big ones. So if we want to write about anything that comply with the events that happening right now, or something that related to the work, but not they are not into that kind of topics. They just told us to stay on their tone. Don't add those kind of events or topics or news. We don't need that kind of things. But you're not covering things. You're not the content isn't good enough. It's not covering the intent of the keyword itself, and specifically, uh, they don't need anything that is not good with their tone of voice and their business thing. So their content isn't good enough, but still ranks because their brand name, they have a big brand name. So I think it's not just about the content itself right here. I think there are some other measurements, but I don't know because uh, I'm pretty sure that content isn't good by 1%. It's not good. Their UX is not good, but they have a brand name,
Yeah.
so they rank.
Yeah, that's definitely worth something.
Yeah. There's also
Anyway, I gotta
waiting.
run. I got some things
Yeah,
in my
yeah.
other monitor that are demanding my attention.
No, it's okay. Thanks guys for joining, and thanks Kevin for being here every time. Definitely
I missed one.
yeah, one time, yeah. It was weird. Anyways, thanks Ahmed for joining, and thanks for all the people who ran away. It's okay. I know I can get boring. See you next month. I'm gonna be sharing that soon, and bye.
Okay, see you next month. Bye.
Bye, Kevin. Bye, Sarah.